Good evening and welcome in to the Wild Sports Show. To the right of your screen is Pops, and I am QMP. We are your favorite father-son duo talking sports. And in today's show, again, this is the Wild Sports Show, y'all. So we're gonna go around the entire sports landscape. We're gonna talk a little WNBA. We're gonna talk a little bit of NBA, and of course, we're gonna talk about the NFL, y'all. But first, we're going to start in the world of the NBA. Breaking news, and we don't have a clip for this, y'all, but breaking news. Breaking news. Russell Westbrook, goodness, if I can talk. Russell Westbrook, who was famously with the Oklahoma City Thunder, has retired from the NBA after 18 seasons, y'all. Russell Westbrook has officially retired from the NBA as of today. Breaking news, because it just happened about maybe 30, 45 minutes ago. Russell Westbrook is retiring from the NBA after 18 seasons. Pops, your thoughts, sir?
Well, am listening to you myself, and also, like you said, it's breaking news. I hate to hear that about Westbrook. I knew him way back, or shall I say, I watched him way back when he was with the Oklahoma City Thunder and was one of the best players that the NBA had. And so I'm just kind of a little bit sad about seeing him go out, and we'll just see what that happens. Does it happen to turn to him? As far as let me just say this: I don't know what he's going to do as far as broadcast or whatever, but I just want to see how the young man, the rest of his life turns out.
And we got a comment from Akila. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the comment saying sounds like it's about damn time. Yo, Akila, come on. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it is it was surprising because I thought he would continue to play for a while. I thought he was gonna get to 20 seasons, but no longer the case. Because as we know, Pops, he's been consistently good wherever he's gone. And I mean, he just became a triple-double machine, at one point in time. We had just talked about somebody in the WNBA who is the Russell Westbrook of the WNBA and the list of Thomas of the Phoenix Mercury. And now we're talking about Russell Westbrook retiring. Isn't that what a coincidence, Pop? Just saying. But now I appreciate the comment, Akila. But yeah, after 18 seasons, he's done. And yo, we got it. My man Brandon. Appreciate you, brother. We got another comment from Brandon. Brandon in the building. Appreciate you, my man. Brandon is saying, what's up, y'all? What's up, my man? Appreciate you tuning in, brother. Thanks a lot, brother. Appreciate all the comments, my man. And hey, before we get started further into the show, y'all, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate all love, all the support, but please like, share, and subscribe. Take a look at some more of these comments here. And my man Sydney is saying, appreciate you tuning in, brother. Sydney is also saying it was time. So Akila, Sydney's agreeing with you. He's agreeing with it, saying, hey, it was time. And got another comment from Akila saying, 18 years on the job is a long time. Good job. Here's a watch. Yo, you wildin'. You already own one. Wow. Got a comment from Nicole Bryant. Yo, appreciate you tuning in. Go Cowboys indeed. And yo, before I go anywhere else, y'all see this nice little setup we got on here, y'all? Y'all see this nice little overlay we got here? Props, shout out to Akila. Appreciate you. Appreciate QOC fam. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for keeping us looking sharp. Got another comment from Brandon saying Westbrook 18 seasons, 9-time All-Star. Yeah, man. He put in work. He put in work indeed, man. And like I said, he became a triple-double machine. So props to Russell Westbrook indeed. I mean, you did your thing, brother. You did your thing. And then got a comment from Renee saying Akila Kinsey, all the upgrades is fire. Indeed. Appreciate all that stuff, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all. Let's see here. And yeah, Brandon, you right? We fun with the visuals, man, but we had to get you on that one, man. We had to get you on that one. And then Akila Kinsey is saying, love y'all, love the show. Absolutely. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate all y'all. All right, y'all. Moving on. As I said, y'all, breaking news. Russell Westbrook has retired after 18 seasons in the NBA, y'all. That's it for him. So we'll see if he comes out of retirement, but I don't think so, Pops. I think he's done. I think he's done. All right, y'all. So we're gonna move on to the world of the WNBA. And first up, Miss Caitlin Clark had her 8th technical foul rescinded by the league, Pops. So apparently what happened was she bumped into an official, and when you bump into an official, and the same thing with the NFL, and it's weird how it works though. You bump into an official, you get tossed out of the game, or you get a technical, whatever the case may be. In the NFL, you get tossed out of the game. NBA, you get an immediate technical foul. But apparently another player during the game had pushed her into the ref, which caused her to bump into the ref. And so they quickly rescinded the 8 technical foul, because apparently in the WNBA, you get 8 technical fouls, you're automatically suspended for 1 game. So your thoughts about the WNBA quickly taking away that technical foul, Pops, that 8 technical fouls?
I'm gonna say one word, and you probably will know what that word may be. That word is called money. And so if the occasion doesn't actually help, it helps the WNBA, and so they don't want to take away her because of the fact that they may be losing a little bit of money. So the WNBA is not too stupid. They say, hey, some of the fans are gonna want to see her or whatever, so we need to leave that alone. So and it wasn't that bad after all, so they just left that alone.
And I'll say, that they really did, take a page out of NBA's book, because honestly, they do the same thing in the NBA when it comes to certain technical fouls that are taken away. Case in point, the NBA Finals, or technical fouls aren't even called, and when they go back and review it, still not called. I.e., Victor Wembanyama, who we know should have had at least a couple more technical fouls, but not the case, because the NBA ain't stupid, and the WNBA again is taking a page out of their book. So, yep. They said, like you said, Pops, they're making that money. We got to keep that in mind. Caitlin Clark is a moneymaker, so can't have her being suspended. Just saying. I agree with the Pops. Let's take a look at some of these other comments we got coming through. So we got another comment from Akila, I ain't gonna even put that up there. But yeah, we're gonna get back to sports. My bad. I'm sorry. She said this. Can we get back to sports, please? LOL. You relax, Akila. But Sydney is saying they pay to see Caitlin Clark, as you said, Pops. They do, and you on the money with that. Literally, Sydney. They do pay to see her, straight up. And then you got other people agreeing with you, Pops. Like you said, you got Sydney saying it, and you got Keela saying Pops be knowing. So hey, that's real talk. Pops do be knowing. That's real. All right, y'all. But yeah, Caitlin Clark, she had her 8 technical foul rescinded immediately by the WNBA. I want to make that clear. It's immediately done. Next up, y'all. So, still in WNBA. Dejanay Carrington was ejected because of a flagrant foul that she had on Sophie Cunningham. Now, Sophie Cunningham is, in the media about certain views, things of that nature. So we don't know if this flagrant foul was because of those comments or whatever the case may be. But Dejanay Carrington was ejected. She had a flagrant foul on Sophie Cunningham. Your thoughts on that, Pops?
Well, really these flagrant fouls are kind of, what I say, up to the individual ref or whatever. And sometimes when they do these things, we as fans may not think they are flagrant or whatever, and some we think they called, or not some they called, we think they are. Don't call, they are. And so I guess if you're watching the game, and if they let some of us comment on that, we'll probably throw a lot of others out and also leave a lot of others in, because the simple fact of it is we don't always agree with the rest.
Yeah. And then we got a comment from Akila, another comment from Akila. It says, Sophie is so messy, but she's also making people watch. The petty is crazy. Absolutely. And that's what I was kind of alluding to is, she is quite petty, but as you said, she is making people watch. And it goes back to your point, Pops, about, these individuals in the league You know, Caitlin Clark being a moneymaker for the WNBA. You know, Sophie doing what she's doing as far as, you know, the comments, things of the nature. It is what it is. And who knows, Sophie Cunningham could have done something to you know, provoke this or whatever. We don't know. But at the end of the day, you know, there have been many more flagrant fouls in the WNBA that I can remember in you know, uh, in recent memory. You know, as we know, the WNBA is much more popular now. And again, going back to what you said, you know, Kayla Clark, other stars that are now in the league, you know, these young stars are making it much more watchable. You know, we know how it was back in the day when you had the, you know, Cynthia Coopers and all those people, the comments, used to comments that were on that run, that crazy run when they first came in. Right. But again, you have these young stars coming through, you know, and making a name for themselves and making the league even more popular, so much more popular than it's ever been before. And like I said, with that becomes flagrant fouls and all these things, much more eyeballs in the league, Pops. So, but you're right, Akila. Sophie is messy, and Akila got another comment saying that pointing gets me every time. Indeed, because she's the one that does that, Pops. Sophie Cunningham is the one that be pointing at everybody and just get people, just egging people on. So she's a wild one. Sophie Cunningham is a wild one. All right, y'all, we go move on. That's our talk for the WNBA for this week's show. But yeah, Sophie Cunningham got a flagrant foul from Dejanay Carrington. Was it deserved or not? Who knows? But we gonna move on. Going on to the world of the NBA, Pops. And today, my Los Angeles Lakers are being sold to American businessmen John Kushner and Bob Iger for a record-breaking price of over $12 billion. Say that one more time. Record-breaking price of $12 billion per ESPN's Ramona Shelburne. Pops, your thoughts?
Well, you know, I think, I don't know, could I say this, that the Lakers, they're not probably, they should have been sold probably for a lot more, but since they're not really as powerful right now as they usually are, and I think the owner was probably just trying to get out right now because I think it's kind of like a rebuilding stage for them, and I think he thought it was best to go ahead and let them go because the simple fact of it is also, again, the stars, I think they have maybe a couple of stars on the Lakers team, but they've always been known to have at least 3 or 4 stars. And if you're going to sell, you need to sell now and see what happens with these guys within the next, should I say the team, within the next 2 years or so.
Understood. And we got a couple comments that came through. We got a comment from Akila. Akila saying LeBron got out because he knew some BS was coming. And then we got a comment from Sydney saying, you know what you can do with that $12 billion, man? I can't even imagine, brother. $12 billion is insane, but it just, as we talked about with the Seahawks being sold, Pops, and just these astronomical figures that are being made with these franchises being sold, it's just insane. The number keeps growing and growing. I guarantee one thing, it's not going to go down. The value of these franchises are going to go up and up and up, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit more detail later on in the show. So just y'all stay tuned, okay? But appreciate the comments, y'all. Appreciate the comments. But yeah, the Lakers have been sold for a record-breaking price of over $12 billion. Wow. Next up, y'all, my man Jaylen Brown. You know, he was traded to the 76ers, from Celtics to the 76ers. And Jason Tatum is still a member of the Boston Celtics. Well, recently during Jaylen Brown's introductory press conference, you know, as a member of the 76ers, he was asked, hey, have you had any conversations with Jason Tatum? And his comments, as you'll see in big caption there, not really. So what that tells me, Pops, is maybe it wasn't all that great between those two guys, you know, both of them wanting to be the man, you know, and, you know, again, with Jaylen Brown's comments about how this was his best year, knowing that Jason Tatum didn't play most of the year, and you're saying this, Jaylen Brown. So him saying that he hasn't really spoken to Jason Tatum does not really surprise me. What are your thoughts on this, Pop?
I can't wait till the Celtics and 76ers play. That's my thought on that. Because, like I said, we really find something out there and see. But I think they probably will eventually make up or whatever, if that is the case where they're not speaking to each other. But the main time we're going to look for is when the 76ers take the floor against the Boston Celtics. We'll know what's really true. So we'll see what happens.
You're right about that, Pops. That's going to be some great basketball, some amazing basketball. You know, we got them. You know, you got LeBron being on the 76ers now as well. So you're going up against Cleveland, going up against the Lakers, Miami. You know, so it's a lot of good basketball games that are on the docket that I'm looking forward to seeing. You're absolutely right, Pops. That Celtics 76ers game is going to be something to see. Good call on that, Pops. But yeah, again, not surprising that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have not really spoken, but you know, it just shed some more light on this whole situation, saying, you know, maybe there's more to this. Why they really need to get Jaylen Brown out of there and Jason Tatum remain. You know, and as we know, it's happened before. We saw it with Kobe Bryant and Shaq as well. So this is not, you know, foreign territory. We've seen this before. But we just didn't think we would see this between those two because we really didn't see any friction or anything. But, you know, maybe we're wrong on that. But yeah, Jaylen Brown has not spoken to Jason Tatum since the trade or whatever the case may be. So, you know, we'll see what comes of this. We'll see. But like you said, circling on that calendar, 76 and Celtics for sure. For sure. All right, y'all. Next up in the world of the NBA. Kawhi Leonard. What are we doing here, man? So apparently, Kawhi Leonard had an undisclosed multi-million-dollar sponsorship deal with Daktronics. This is the company that built the Clippers video board that's at their arena. So we already know it's an investigation that's happening with Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers having some circumventing deal with, you know, aspiration or whatever it was called. I don't know. Forgive me for getting the name wrong if I did. But they had another deal that they said circumvented the salary cap, and now something else has been uncovered with this company, Daktronics. Kawhi Leonard just can't seem to stay out of the news here, Pops. It looks like he's going to remain a Clipper for the foreseeable future. So please help me understand what's going on here, Pops.
Well, you know, sometimes with these certain contracts, there are hidden clauses and all of that or whatever within those. And so it comes out later on. So I don't know exactly myself what actually is going on with it. And I think we're going to play this thing on out and see what will happen. Because, like I said, the contracts and all the things that the NBA players sign or whatever, they have the hidden agenda, like the little the fine print that you see on all these other commercials and everything here. So I'm just waiting to see how this thing comes out with him.
Yeah, we're going to see, Pops. But, I mean, you got this other deal that they investigated. Now this comes out. Goodness gracious, man. And it's not like there's not money to be made. If it was so crucial for this to be happening, then why come we ain't heard about Jason Tatum having something like this happen, or Jaylen Brown, or LeBron James, or any of these other star players? You ain't heard none of them having some undisclosed contracts or whatever the case may be, or doing stuff on the table. Now, they could very well be. But we've heard no news about this. But Kawhi Leonard, there's two separate situations for this guy having these type of deals go down. Kawhi Leonard, get it together, my man. That's all I got to tell you. Get it together, brother. All right, so that's going to do it for our NBA talk for today's show, y'all. Now we're going to go into the wonderful world of the NFL, and we got some more breaking news, y'all. More breaking news out of the NFL, and that is the Minnesota Vikings have named their starting quarterback. And no, it's not J.J. McCarthy. It's Kyler Murray. Newly signed Kyler Murray, who was released from the Arizona Cardinals, is now officially the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. Again, he beat out J.J. McCarthy who was drafted 10th overall by the Minnesota Vikings. And Pops, let me preface this again. Let me say something else. So they traded up in the draft to acquire J.J. McCarthy. Right? They traded up in the draft to acquire this young man. They also had Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones in the building and let both of them walk out the door. We saw what Daniel Jones has been able to do with the Indianapolis Colts. We see what Sam Darnold has been able to do with the Seattle Seahawks. Mind you, the deal that Sam Darnold signed was not this record-breaking deal. He signed a generous deal with the Seahawks, and now he's a Super Bowl champion. Again, Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold were both in the building for the Minnesota Vikings, and they let both of them walk. They said, putting all our eggs in one basket with J.J. McCarthy, and now Kyler Murray is the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. Your thoughts, Pops?
Well, the signing of McCarthy was fine, and I think they thought that he would, and he has done well. But I think what we have here is the excitability of Kevin Murray and the idea that he can bring, it's going to sound crazy, but I think he can bring fans back in the stands because of the way he plays and the excitement that he'll put into the Minnesota Vikings this up and coming seasons. And Kevin, he's been a good quarterback. He's also been great as far as playoff games and all of that like that. But I still say the excitability of him and what he can do, and the money, it's like the money of the NFL. The Viking fans have not seen anything like this young man play as far as with them, and so I think that's why they want to put all the marbles on him and see what he can do for the Vikings this upcoming season.
Yeah, and I mean, he signed a very modest deal with the Vikings. And the reason Kyler Murray did sign with the Vikings because he felt like he would have a chance to be the starter. Well, turns out he was right. So, my thought on this is it is quite possible that J.J. McCarthy may have played his last down for the Minnesota Vikings. And it's hard to believe when you trade up in the draft to acquire a player, you're expecting them to play pretty well. You're truly not expecting them to be a bust, right? Now, keep in mind, the GM that was, with the Vikings, they fired him in part because of what was happening with the Minnesota Vikings quarterback room. He's now back with the 49ers. That's where they got, it was Adolfo, I think it's Adolfo Menta is his name. He's back with the 49ers, but he was hired on to be the general manager for the Vikings from the 49ers, a few years back. And he was doing very well as far as the roster building and things of that nature, but he was fired because of the situation with the quarterbacks. And again, we see where this stands now. Kevin O'Connell is a heck of a coach, Pops. We know that. He's a heck of a coach for the Minnesota Vikings. And we've seen what he's done with quarterbacks. Sam Darnold had a hell of a season with them the 1 year he was with them. Kirk Cousins did. But, with the Sam Darnold thing, the 2 games he had that were bad, I guess that told them all they needed to know, and they let him walk out the door. And again, they thought they had something in J.J. McCarthy. I mean, obviously not. And the fact that they named him the starter so early on, Pops, they ain't even played a preseason game yet. They've only practiced. And he's named the starter. So that should tell you all you need to know about what they're seeing off top. Again, they ain't played no preseason games whatsoever. At least, the Browns, which is not saying a lot, but the Cleveland Browns are playing a wait and see approach before they even name a starter there. Between Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. And we got a comment from Brandon. Brandon saying, if Kyler Murray balls out, I'll be a Vikings fan again, but I'm not sold on the little guy. Understood. At the end of the day, it would go well. Again, he signed with the Vikings because of the fact that he knew he had a chance to become the starter. Well, again, he's done that, and I'm pulling for him as well. Now, I want JJ McCarthy to do well as well because, again, the Michigan Wolverines are my second favorite college football team. So I am kind of pulling for the young man to do well, but we'll see, Pops. It maybe Kevin O'Connell is not the quarterback whisperer that we believed he was with all these other quarterbacks that he's produced with. So I guess time will tell. But I'm hoping Kyler Murray does do well, though. I really want to see that Vikings offense flourish. Of course, not against the Cowboys, but I do want to see them flourish. Those Justin Jefferson, you don't want to see his career wasted. You know what I mean? He's in his prime. You want to see a player like that shine and do well. You don't want his years wasted like we saw so many years with Calvin Johnson in Detroit. You know what I mean? You want to see the dude do well. Just saying. Any more thoughts on this, Pops?
I got a little quiz for you right quick. In what division in the NFC do they have 4 starting black quarterbacks?
Say it again, Pop.
In what division in the NFC do they have the starting black quarterbacks? What division is that? In the NFC.
Sure.
Okay, there is 4 starting black quarterbacks. What division is that in? The NFC itself. And so you have I'll give you a little hint. Starting with Green Bay.
Is NFC North? Seriously?
Yeah. All right.
All of them?
Oh, the NFC. Okay. Who else you have? Now,
No, I'm saying you said the NFC North. You're saying in general?
Yeah, right. Who you have?
I didn't. Well, hold on. Well, you got Caleb Williams. Now you have Kyler Murray, and then you got Jordan Love. So you got 3 in that division in NFC North.
What about Chicago?
No, that's what I said. The Chicago Bears are Caleb Williams. Yeah.
Okay, and who else is in that division?
Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, and him.
That's all?
Kyler Murray.
So that's the 4?
No, I'm saying in the NFC North.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was just asking, what other division do you know that has 4 starting black quarterbacks?
Well, I mean, that division doesn't have all 4 of them, do they? Because Detroit, they got Jared Goff in that one, so it's not all 4 of them. It's just 3 of them.
Okay, we'll go with that then. Okay,
yeah,
I'll go with that.
Just 3 of them. But let's see here. Let's see. We got another comment here from what is it? Locked Out. Ha! Said Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. Yo, you jumping the gun. We ain't got the Cowboys talk yet. So let me tell you something right now. This is what you got to do. This is what you got to do right here. Locked Out. You need to relax, okay? We ain't got to that yet. We getting there. I appreciate the comment. We getting there. We getting there. We ain't got there yet. All right. So again, Kyler Murray is now the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, y'all. Moving on. Now, we talked about the Hall of Fame class of 2026, Pops. They were duly inducted this past Saturday. We had an exciting Hall of Fame game, albeit preseason. I don't care. Still ball, nonetheless. I appreciate it. It was great. But out of that, was some somber news in regards to Roger Craig, right? So during his taped Hall of Fame speech, he revealed that he has vascular dementia. So, we already talked about, Chris Johnson coming out and revealing that he has ALS, which the Wild Sports Show may be doing something special for that. Just more to come on that. Won't fill y'all in on what that might be, but Wild Sports Show might be doing something special for that, for Chris Johnson, showing our support for that man. But Roger Craig, Pops, revealed that he has vascular dementia during his taped Hall of Fame speech. And the reason he taped it is because he wanted to make sure he got his thoughts out there, so there weren't any issues. Because normally you get presented and you speak to the crowd live. Well, he didn't do that, and this was the reason why. Your thoughts on this, Pops?
I watched Roger Craig play, and I hate to hear that is taking place with him, and that he did have to do what he has done. But like you said, there are things in there that go on that you don't discover that until after years you've been out of that. And I think we really need to pay close attention to the fact that these young men that played earlier in their days really need to be watched and helped because of what they contribute to the NFL, and don't just leave them out there by themselves and just act like they never existed, because they do need help. Those hits and everything that they take, it takes a toll on you after you've played for so long. So I think we all need to pay attention to that and also give them the tribute that they need to go out there every Sunday that they went out there to do that and give us entertainment. So my hat's off to Roger Craig, and I wish him the best and pray for him.
No, I'm there with you, Pops. And the thing is, he had mentioned that the concussions that he suffered during his 11-year playing career contributed to him having dementia. And honestly, Pops, I didn't tell you this, but when I saw him speaking before, and I saw like the Hall of Fame knock special they had on NFL Network, I knew something was off, Pops. He wasn't normal, you know what I mean? I didn't know what it was, but it was like the conversation was not normal. And to hear this, it was like it validates what I was thinking. Like I said, we never talked about this, but it just seemed like something was off. And sure enough, him coming out saying this validates what I was thinking. It was like, man, something's not right. You know what I mean? Like he's having these conversations, but it's not an ebb and flow kind of conversation, you know? So, like you said, Pops, we are praying for you, Roger Craig. Sorry to hear that, because you were a hell of a player, and to hear that the game that you gave you so much also took a lot away. And we've heard that with multiple players, Pops, you know, and that's unfortunate. So we're praying for you, Roger Craig. We definitely are doing that for you and your family, my man. And we got another comment from Akila. Akila said, I have a grandma with dementia and a daddy with Alzheimer's. I'm gonna pray for his whole family. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. That's real. Thank you for that. Praying for you as well, Akila, and your family. No doubt. No doubt about that. Thank you for the comment. Thank you so much for the comment. Appreciate that. All right, let's see here. All right. And let's see here. So yeah, appreciate the comment there for sure, Akila. Thank you for that. Next up, y'all, again, praying for you, Roger Craig, praying for you and your fam, brother. Next up, we are going to the Commanders. Stefon Diggs is now a Washington Commander, Pops. He is now a Washington Commander. Now, if you remember, you weren't on the show. It was Prime that was filling in this day. But Stefon Diggs came out and said that he's the best number 2 receiver in the league. His belief, he's the best number 2 receiver in the league. Well, you are now in the division, sir, where you're gonna have to prove that, because you're in a division with my Cowboys, brother. So understand, you're gonna have to put up or shut up. Now you got a quarterback. Hopefully, you know, Jaden Daniels can stay healthy, and we'll see. You got a quarterback that can get you the ball. But you go again. It's time to put up or shut up to see if you actually that best number 2 receiver in the league, my good sir. Because again, Mr. CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens will have something to say about that, because one of them are going to be considered the number 2 in the Cowboys offense. So we're gonna see if you're gonna be able to talk to walk that talk, sir. Your thoughts on Stefon Diggs becoming the Washington Commander, Pops?
With the comments he just made, he may not think that Dallas, our receivers, are listening to what he said. And so when we do get ready to play them or him, then we'll find out. Because like I said, they are listening to the same comments that he's making, and they can be one of the better teams in the NFC East. But again, I will say this: when they get on the field, we'll find out who's who or what's what. Because the simple fact that they are division rivals, as we always say anyway, with the Washington Commanders. So we'll see and find out if Mr. Lamb and Mr. Pickens have something to say about that.
Got a comment from Brandon saying again, what has Diggs done since the Minnesota Miracle? Man, listen, you own to something there, brother. Now I will say he's been a decent receiver, but for him to come out and say, he's the best number 2 in the league, like, what are you doing, man? I guess the Commanders believe that, because if they didn't, they wouldn't have signed him. So maybe they feel like that he is gonna be that. I don't know. We got a comment from Sydney. Sydney is saying, Stephon Diggs, how long is he going to wear that jersey? 1 season, LOL. And then got another comment from Bradley. He said, well, he's carried a purse, LOL. Man, Brandon, listen, man. I'm gonna need you to do this, man. This is what I'm gonna need you to do right here. Go on and relax for me, Brandon. You wildin', brother. You are wildin'. But anyway, yeah, y'all. Again, Stephon Diggs is now Washington Commander. We're gonna see what he gets done. And again, put up or shut up, brother. Simple as that. Simple as that. More news out of Washington. Larry Tunsil is to miss time with torn triceps. Now, Pops, he sustained his injury doing one-on-one drills in practice. So, torn triceps, you may be able to come back into the season. I don't know. But yeah, he's out with torn triceps, Pops. This is by far their best offensive lineman. Your thoughts, Pop?
I always go back to what you said, and I don't want to hear this for the young man. Hopefully, he'll be able to play. But when it's an enemy team, then I hope he does come back. But hopefully, it's a little late on after we play them or whatever. And I feel sorry for him in a certain way as being a player. And the fact of it is, he's a Washington Commander. So I'm gonna wish him the best. Leave him with the rest. So.
I mean, like I said, this is their best offensive lineman. And not too long ago, he signed an extension, Pops. So they brought him on. They traded for him and brought him on because they thought they had something with the fact that they made the NFC Championship game. And now this has happened. So it just seems like they just can't stay healthy. So we'll see what happens. But Jaden Daniels, my man, this ain't looking good for you, brother. And matter of fact, Dan Quinn, my man, it's not looking too good for you either, brother. Your seat getting hot real quick. Real quick. And I'm telling you here right now, Pops, this might be Dan Quinn's last season. And he might not even make it through the season. I'm just saying. I'm saying it here first, y'all. 6:38 p.m. Central Standard Time. Dan Quinn just might be out as the Commanders head coach. It might be midway through the season, might be season's end. And I'm just trying to tell y'all, might be a possibility. His seat getting real hot. I'm trying to tell y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And yo, I'm gonna tell you, Sydney, I see your comment. I'm not gonna put that up on the screen, but I see you. You're a wild one for that one, brother. You are a wild one for that one. We got another comment from Brandon saying Dan Quinn should have just stayed a defensive coach. Man, listen, you might be onto something, brother. Now, he had some decent success with the Falcons, but, that stain of what happened, losing that lead in the Super Bowl, that will forever haunt him, man. That will forever haunt Dan Quinn that lost in the Super Bowl. Just saying. And, again, his seat getting real hot, y'all. But yeah, you're right. Maybe he should have just stayed a defensive coach, man. Maybe so. All right, y'all, moving on. But as I said, Larry Tunsil out with torn triceps, y'all. By far the best offensive lineman the Commanders have is now out for a significant amount of time. Now, moving on, y'all, to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, they just got a new offensive coordinator, Sean Mannion, and he was asked about the tush push, which is the Eagles' signature play. Saying the Eagles' tush push is here to stay. He says, we're going to lean into that. So your thoughts on, them continuously utilizing this with this new offensive coordinator, Pop?
I like the fact that the young man, he's staying with that. It's been a successful play all the time. No one's been able to stop it. So we can continue that trend. But I think eventually, though, that people will, should I say defenses rather, will probably learn and get their own little defensive push that'll stop the tush push, and we'll see what happens. But as long as they're successful with that, and he knows and sees that, let's go ahead and let him do it. So until you stop it, hey, I give him more power to it.
There you go. There you go. And I just got to put this comment up here by Brandon. Now, Brandon says, nah, what will haunt Dan Quinn is that Dallas Green Bay game when his defense gave up 48 points. Now, Brandon, my man, I love all your comments, brother, but you were wild for this one. You mean to tell me that what was it? What was that? The wild card playoff game, Pops? Divisional round? Do you mean to tell me that this is gonna haunt him more than the Super Bowl loss that he was up by a significant amount of points, brother? Come on, man. I can't rock with you on that one, man. There's no way. That Super Bowl gonna haunt him way more than them giving up 48 points with this Dallas defense. That's for sure. Trying to tell you, man. All right, we got a comment from Sydney saying, what they going to do? Shut down every play? They can't be stopped. Listen, man, the tush push is like one of the most, I would say it's probably if you call a play unstoppable, this is probably that play, because we know every time they run it, they're highly successful with it, straight up. So like you said, Pops, if they can't stop it, what are we going to do? Stop it, or we going to keep running it? Bottom line. So I'm there with you. So yeah, they're gonna keep it going. We gonna see. Hopefully Dallas defense can get it done. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, tush push is here to stay, says the new OC that they got. And let's see here. Got another comment from Brandon. Brandon is saying Dan Quinn didn't haunt the Falcons. Matty Ice did. LOL. Man, you wildin'. Well, Matty Ice is now over their football ops now, so we gonna see if he gonna be able to redeem himself as being one of the execs for the Falcons now, because he's one of the head men over there now. So we gonna see. But next thing, y'all, Lane Johnson, who is probably considered the Eagles' best offensive lineman, is saying that this will likely be his last season in the NFL. So he's gonna retire after this coming year. What do you think about that, Pops?
Well, I will say this. He's been one of the best for a long time. And I give my props to him for doing the best he could for the Eagles. But now, hopefully, he'll stay healthy enough to go that full year, or shall he say his last year. And we'll see how that goes. Because sometimes when you're in your last year, like I hate to say this, our guy that we had a while back here, one of our best linemen, started getting injured. And so he had to go ahead and retire. I can't remember. Who's the young man we had to retire for Dallas? I can't think of his name. He's out of Southern Cal.
Tyron Smith.
Yeah. So I'm hoping this young man, he doesn't go out on the bad side of that and get injured and then not play most of the season. But I still wish him well. He's been one of the best for the Eagles, so my hat's off to him.
Yeah, so we're going to see. I mean, he's been off injured over these last few years. And as we saw with guys that have been on, like you mentioned, Tyron Smith, that we had, and others that have been off injured as their season as their seasons have mounted up. Those injuries continue to pile up, and they're like, okay, hold on now, we might need to call it quits. So yeah, Lane Johnson saying he's gonna hang it up after this year. We'll likely hang it up, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But as for right now, he's saying he's retiring after this year ends. All right, y'all, and technically some more breaking news that came out today regarding our beloved Dallas Cowboys. Y'all, once again, the Dallas Cowboys have been named the most valuable franchise in sports. Value being listed at $15.5 billion. The most valuable franchise in sports. Listen, we can say a lot of things about Jerry Jones. We say a whole lot of things. But yo, it's a hell of a businessman. From the time he bought him to now, I got to give him his props. Jerry Jones, brother, I got to say you are the best owner in sports. There's no question. Again, we can talk about success on the field, things of that nature, but we're talking about business-wise, he's unmatched. And I would love for somebody to challenge me on that. That's real. Jerry Jones, I got to give you your props, brother. You are a hell of a businessman. To make the Cowboys the most valuable franchise in sports is outstanding. It's truly outstanding. So props to you, brother. Your thoughts, Pops?
Well, people don't know this, but some of these fans are probably younger. But when he took over the Dallas Cowboys, he said he's going to be over the stocks and the jocks. And so far he has done all of that, and he's placed his mouth where his money is. And so I will say this here: a lot of people look at Dallas and say they won't tell you this out openly, but they kind of wish they would like the Dallas Cowboys or whatever. And you hear a lot of people talk about Dallas. Our team is on everybody's mouth one way or the other. So I again take my hats off to Jerry Jones because of the fact that he's made not even them, the team, but even the cheerleaders have become one of the better ones in the NFL. So hats off to Jerry.
Anthony got a comment from Brandon saying the Cowboys had 15.5 billion, but still have yet to pay George Pickens. Okay, then. Hey, good point. Good point. But I will say the one difference that I see between last year and this year is that we don't hear George Pickens saying anything. Now, keep in mind, Michael Parsons and George Pickens have the exact same agent. They're represented by the same agent. Last year, Michael Parsons was talking all through the media, laying down the training table, all this kind of stuff. But whatever they did this year, total change of heart as far as the agent that's representing George Pickens and the player himself, George Pickens. There's not been a word, which I gotta say is quite impressive. I gotta say, whatever they've done to be on the same page, kudos to y'all on that. Because we both thought, Pops, that there were going to be some rumblings about this whole situation and he might even be traded. But not quite the case. All right, y'all, and not necessarily breaking news anymore because this went down Monday, but Quentin Williams signing a contract extension for 3 years and $105.9 million. Quentin Williams. So we got him locked up for a little while now, y'all. And with the guaranteed money, it makes him the highest defensive tackle in NFL history. Your thoughts on this signing, Pops, signing him to an extension?
I like the fact that the young man came in and played, and he showed that he has good qualities. And so I will say this: they have an anchor in the middle of the line now that I believe will make the younger players better. And also you have the back end of that and the young defensive backs and all of them, and especially the young man from Ohio State. I think they'll look up to him, and I think he'll help them to be better this coming year because, like I said, he's been in the NFL a little bit of time, and hey, he deserves the money he's getting right now. So I think it makes him play better this coming year.
Yeah, and yo, Texas Kings, I'll see you there, my man. I hope everything turns out okay with the phone, brother. But yeah, I appreciate you tuning in, man. Thanks so much, brother. But yeah, you're right, Pops. I mean, I'm glad they did sign him to this deal. I didn't know it was going to happen this soon, but to have him locked up, he is one of the best players in the NFL. We saw not necessarily a drastic change, but we did see a change when he was brought onto the team. The impact he made immediately when he was brought onto the team halfway into the year last year. So glad we did lock him up because, like I said, he is one of the best players in the NFL, and looking forward to seeing what he does. Because they're saying they didn't just pay him for his play on the field, they paid him for what he is off the field as well. So I like that. I really do like that. So kudos, get your bag, my man. Quentin Williams got that bag, 3 years, $105.9 million. Well done, my man. All right, and now we got our training camp spotlight. As I told you, we're going to do this throughout training camp. So our training camp spotlight now goes to Kobe Durant. Now, Pops, he was the newly signed free agent, cornerback free agent that we got, recently played for the Rams. And been hearing some great things about this guy in camp, that he's been performing very, very well. Your thoughts about Kobe Durant getting our training camp spotlight this week, sir?
Well, you just said something. You said one word in that, 2 words, the Rams. And so we know that the Rams, they are a winning franchise. And so hopefully this young man will bring a little bit of winning attitude with him also. And again, we're looking at that back half of the Cowboys defense, which I told and have said this: they need to be more physical and show physicality this coming season. And I think with the acquisition of this young man and knowing he came from a winning program, I think he's going to be a good acquisition.
Yep. Yeah, and like I said, all things are pointing in the right direction for him, in camp, how he's been performing. So, that's why he got our training camp spotlight for this week. We got another comment from Brandon saying Quentin Williams had immediate impact, but need to see him ball out. Absolutely. I completely agree. And I think the fact that, coming into this season, starting fresh with Christian Parker, we're going to see how it goes. But yeah, I'm just really glad he got his back. I really am. And another comment from Brandon said, it's hard to determine real impact with just practice. Just continue to play hard. And Pops, we just talked about this when we had our pre-show meeting. Yeah, we can say all this we want. Again, it's a training camp spotlight. We trying to shed light on who's doing well so far. But at the end of the day, you're absolutely right, Brandon. None of the stuff that we're talking about matters at all unless they do it on the field. Preseason doesn't matter whatsoever. What matters is what's happening in December, January, and February. That's what really matters. So yeah, I'm saying all this stuff, and I'm shedding some light on what they're doing good. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all. It matters when they're on the field, when it counts. Okay? So now I agree with you there, brother. And we got a comment from Texas Kings 88 saying, man, he's balling out. Can't wait to see him in action. Hats off to the scouting team, always finding them diamonds in the rough. Absolutely. Will McClay getting it done, man. But yeah, like Brandon said, it's real hard to determine, the impact with just practice. Got to see him get it done on the field. Bottom line. Again, I'm gonna love to see these preseason games, all that kind of stuff. But we got to see it get it done when it counts. And another comment from Brandon said preseason matters because we need to see who can play in place for first team. They are playing for roster spot. Absolutely. Listen, man, I'm there with you, brother. But you know what I mean. At the end of the day, it's all great. They can look wonderful, all this stuff preseason. But man, records don't count right now. So yes, while I like to see them do well, we know what it is. All right. So Kobe Durant got our training camp spotlight for this week. Kudos to you, Kobe Durant. Keep balling out in practice, man. Hopefully you can take that out to the field, preseason and regular season. Let's get it done. And on a somber note, Tyler Guyton injury news. So now it's minor. You got some elbow soreness or something like that, but it's an injury. It's an injury nonetheless, Pop. Tyler Guyton, just stay healthy, man. Just stay healthy. Get your reps. Get it done, please. We shouldn't have any injury news from you whatsoever, brother. But yet still, there's some out there that to keep you out for precautionary purposes. Just to make sure you didn't injure it any further. But Pops, your thoughts on that?
So you just said what I thought you should have said. See, it's really a secret. He's probably not really that bad off. So we're trying to keep him healthy till the actual game start or whatever, and make sure that he can at least show us why we drafted him in the first place. But if we keep telling everybody that he's the best, and then he gets out there and he flops, then they're going to start laughing at the Cowboys. But I think this is a secret right now, so he's going to be all right. So let's just keep on and hoping. Let's just see what happens.
Man, we got a comment from Brandon said, rub some dirt on the elbow or go have someone asthma over there. Hey, man. Hey, you on it with that one, brother. Straight up. You go take your ass out to that asthma field like Jimmy Johnson said. That's right. Absolutely. If you don't get it together. Come on, Tyler Guyton, get it together, bro. You need them reps. Good comment, Brandon. I appreciate that, brother. All right, y'all. So that's the Tyler Guyton news. I just had to throw it out there. He had a little bit of an injury, but hopefully just minor. Hopefully he can still get them reps, but we'll see. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It is now time for our bruh moment of the week. Our bruh moment of the week, y'all. And who is our bruh moment of the week this week? Who's our bruh moment of the week? Cooper Flagg is our bruh moment of the week. And as I said before, y'all, bruh moment can be good, it can be bad. It don't have to be always, bad all the time. But listen, there's some news that came out recently. Cooper Flag had this one of one card that was released. And with this card, the Dallas Mavericks put out a bounty saying that whoever finds this card will give you this in return, right? So this is what it looks like, y'all. This is the card that they had out there, the one-of-one card that came out here recently, right? He signed it. It was basically, they took a patch off of his very first NBA game. They took a patch off of his jersey and put it into this card, and he signed it, right? So the Mavs are like, hey, whoever finds this card, if y'all give it to us, this is what we'll give y'all in return. So first off, the Mavs said they would trade you 2 season tickets, 2 premium season tickets for 32 years. That was a tip of the iceberg. They would give you this if you gave them this card in return. So Pops, initially, what are your thoughts on that? The Mavs giving out that as compensation, part of the conversation, if you were to find this card and give them this card.
Well, this is the thing. I'm thinking that whoever does have this or whatever's going on with this card will try to hold out for more or whatever to more or less have a little fun with this. Because, like I said again, if they can hold out long enough, they might be able to get more out of the Mavericks and see which way this thing goes. So, what do you think about that?
I mean, Pops, I'm not a Mavericks fan, so I really can't speak on it too much. Honestly, with me not being a Mavs fan, just with this on the surface, with just offering this, I probably wouldn't accept it, right? I wouldn't accept it. Just because I'm not a Mavs fan. Now, if this was a Lakers, card or whatever, if LeBron James still with the team, sorry, Luka Doncic card, the same thing. I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Me being a Lakers fan, of course, but this is the rest that you receive. Now, I know you guys may not be able to see this on your screens, but I'm going to tell you what this says. So, in addition to the 2 season premium lower level season tickets for 32 years, they would also give you a Cooper Flag signed game worn rookie jersey, a post game photo with Cooper Flag, a private photo shoot with the NBA Rookie of the Year trophy and Larry O'Brien championship trophy. You would also get a VIP tour of the Mavericks practice facility with the team meet and greet, a private basketball experience for up to 10 guests at American Airlines Center, and a road trip experience to see the Mavericks versus Boston Celtics, including round trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and game tickets. So, with all that stuff I just told you about, Pops, if you were to have found this card, would you give this to them in exchange for all that I just told you?
I probably would do that because it's quite a bit for this. I don't get it to how they think he's that. I hate to say it like this, but how is he that popular to do all of that?
Say it again.
I was saying how this is quite a bit for that to be returned. So I'm trying to figure out why is it so much involved in this? Why do they have to do so much for him?
Well, because this card is one of one, and it's worth a whole hell of a lot of money.
Okay.
So that's why they're doing it in exchange for this. Because again, there's no other cards out there like this at all. This is the very first card they've ever made of this, and so that's why they're doing this. Now, I will tell you, there was somebody that did find this card. They are members of the Brody Breakers. It's a division of baseball cards of Rhode Island. It's a Rhode Island retail shop that opens boxes of trading cards, and they did this on they do it on live streams, and they happened to open a box that had contained this particular card on their live stream this past Monday. So they are now in possession of this card. So it will remain to be seen. It remains to be seen what's going to happen, if they're going to do this or not. So they haven't come out and said anything yet, but we're gonna see if they decide to, fork over the card to the Mavs, or if they decide to keep it and just sell it, or just hold on to it for a number of years. We'll see. But someone has found the card, and they, like I said, they're out of Rhode Island, and we'll see what comes of it. See what decision they make. So keep your eyes peeled to that. But y'all, that is going to do it for us for tonight's show. Again, we thank y'all so much for the love, the support, the comments, everyone tuning in tonight. Thank y'all so much. Listen, don't forget to like, share it, and subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe again, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And then, hey, y'all, until next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Peace out, y'all.